Marketing report vanuit Chicago. We staan hier bij Kelly Eliyahu, Senior Director Product Marketing Cloud van Salesforce. Ze werkt inmiddels 8 jaar bij Salesforce. In haar huidige rol is ze sinds augustus 2023 actief. We're going to talk about AI, data, and more data. Welcome, Kelly. Using AI at the benefit, on what stage are we today?
I would say we are just at the early stages of using AI. We've been experimenting, we've been sort of proving that it's worth it, that there's high value, and we are just entering sort of the main adoption curve of AI and all of that unlocks for marketers, both on the side of improving customer experiences, but also on the side of improving marketer productivity and efficiency.
But Salesforce seems to be on the first stage there, is it?
Yes.
How do you explain that? Why does Salesforce is one of the early adapters there for the market?
Well, I mean, you have to credit Mark Benioff and his incredible vision and his ability to separate signal from noise and really understand that this is a industry world-changing technology. It's not, I mean, we've had, if you think about, over the past 25 years since he started Salesforce, the amount of different technologies that have come and gone, right? There's a lot of things that get hype, but are maybe not actually, as big of a trend as we think about it, right? If you think about just last year, there was all the Web3 and big hype there, and it didn't take off in the same way. And he was really, from the very, very beginning, was sending emails to the company of this is huge, we all need to pivot hard. And you saw that from us at Dreamforce, was this massive pivot towards Agentforce. And we have been just blazing the trail. We've hired incredible, talent to help us do this, and incredible vision to be ahead of the curve there.
To go back to marketeers, what makes AI different for them and the performance for brands, as they already use data a lot? I mean, it's all about data in the last years. What's different aspects now with data and AI combined, you think, for the market?
So,
marketeers?
Marketers have used a lot of data, but if you talk to marketers, their number one challenge is data, right? It's the ability to access and activate data. So a company might have tons of data, it might even be unified in one place. But if you talk to most marketers, the average amount of time it takes to get the data you need to create an audience segment for a campaign is about 2 weeks. That's an eternity.
2 weeks.
If you're trying to launch something that's relevant right now, right? You always need things to be relevant, to be real time. 2 weeks it's come and gone. And so what Data Cloud has been changing is the ability to access and activate data in real time. And agents are taking that to a new level. Think about agents as almost the intelligent interface of that data. So being able to ask the agent questions about your data, being able to get recommendations about what you should be doing based on your data. Everything from the way that you should be personalizing to the way that you should be optimizing your marketing.
And this is also because you presented like the agentic AI. It's like you're basically also talking about that now, right?
Yep.
Can you maybe explain in a few words for the Dutch market, like what would it be, agentic AI?
So agentic AI is an evolution of generative AI. So the big difference is generative AI will recommend, right? Everyone's used generative AI at this point. You put it into a question into an LLM, it comes back with a response, answers your question. With agentic AI, think of that, but the ability to take action on that. So it's not just saying, okay, great, this campaign is underperforming. It'll come back and say, this campaign is underperforming. Here's how to optimize it. Would you like me to pause that ad for you? Would you like me to create this new segment? And you can say yes, right? And it'll actually take that action. So that it really boils down to action. So AA would be an easy way to think about it. Agentic and action.
It's like combining also all kind of functions.
Exactly.
You're saying, okay. Personalizing and customer lifetime marketing. What do you see in developments regarding artificial intelligence?
So I'm really excited about the opportunity for AI and what it's already doing in terms of lifecycle marketing. So marketers these days are actually responsible for the entire customer relationship. It's not just this top of funnel, great, I get the lead in, okay, bye, someone else's problem. Marketers are measured on customer lifetime value, on growth, on that entire customer relationship. And so what AI agents are able to do is help connect those different departments.
Yeah.
So instead of it, being that interaction that we've all experienced where, you're have a, let's say a promotion, and then, you run into something, question you have on service, and it's like, okay, great, let me transfer you to a service person, and then they ask you all this information, right? It's able to bridge those gaps. It's able to bridge that with sales, with commerce, all of these different pieces. And so really it's transforming lifecycle marketing.
Yeah, okay. But I wanted to focus on one other aspect here, like it's also like if you have AI, everything is artificial, of course, in a way. But and you can also replace sometimes like the human aspect. How do you see the human side regarding in the discussion regarding artificial with AI? Where does the human side remain within all these new developments?
So I would argue that it's actually going to make relationships stronger, not more artificial. And here's why. Today, I would say we don't actually have a great relationship because, again, we have those handoffs like I just mentioned. But also, if you think about most experiences, we're saying, great, go to the website, figure it out, go to this help article, figure it out, right? That's not a great relationship. And so if I'm able to actually have a agentic conversation that answers my question immediately in a personalized way, wouldn't I want that? But I'm also going to want to have still those human interactions. But by offloading these manual tasks, the humans will actually have time for those interactions. And so you'll be able to get the best of both worlds. You'll be able to get those quick questions answered, those quick things that doesn't need
You mean
don't
it's
need
more
to have a
focused to the
relationship.
person and it seems more human?
Exactly. Well, so yes, you'll be able to have those transactional pieces, but in a very personalized and very seamless way. But then you'll be able to, when you want to have a human interaction, actually have a deeper interaction because that human has time, because they're not spending in all of these other things. So I think that there's a really nice sort of combining of the two.
Yeah. I have a bit European question maybe also regarding all the developments here, because at least in Europe there's a tendency to have all kind of regulations, both in privacy, GDPR it's called. We have now an AI Act coming. We have DMA, it's DSA, and more acts from the European Union. How does this combine with these developments? Is it compatible? How do you see that? Because the US has chosen a different path here.
So Salesforce's number one value since the beginning has always been trust, and that is at the fundamental core of everything that we're developing. So we have had huge investments in compliance, in security, in governance, and we're baking that into everything that we do. And it's important for us. We think that regulations are very important in AI, right? Because there's amazing benefits, but there's also the flip side of that.
Yeah.
And so, we are fully committed to supporting our customers globally. And
also in Europe.
in Europe.
Yeah.
And making sure that, the regulations are there to, protect all of us, to make everything more trusted, to make every customer more successful.
Thank you, Kelly, for this interview.
Thank you.